There is one thing this project still can't do, and it has been sitting there since Chapter 10. Processes won't tick. 6 of 7 sections complete, 86% and a padlock. This lesson closes the project. And it starts by taking that padlock seriously, because it turns out the gate was right, and we were wrong. The gate's rule was a process with at least one SIPOC entry and at least one measurement. We have 2 processes. The first, ticket first response flow, has the SIPOC, the value stream map, the fishbone, everything except numbers. The second one exists only because back in Chapter 8, we needed somewhere to put the measurements. So the gate isn't being fussy. It is pointing at something genuinely wrong. Our data and our map are sitting on different objects. So let's fix it properly. Capability tab. Select ticket first response flow, the one with the map, and paste in the 220 first response times from the ticket export. Now the process that has the map also has the evidence. And look what appears. CPK minus 0.39 with a 95% confidence interval. Sigma with the plus 1.5 shift, 0.34. And the tile spells that convention out, right on the label. DPMO, 875,000. Rating, poor. A negative CPK simply means the average sits on the wrong side of the specification. Our mean is 9.2 hours against a 2-hour upper limit. That is not a broken calculation. It is an accurate description of a process that misses its promise most of the time. 2 details worth pausing on. The report earlier showed CPK minus 0.39 and PPK minus 0.35. Different numbers, deliberately. CPK uses short-term within subgroup variation. PPK uses the overall spread. Both are here because they answer different questions. And underneath the histogram, N equals 220, non-normal. CPK may mislead. The tool is flagging the exact thing we proved with Anderson-Darling last chapter, against its own headline number. Back to marked sections. The padlock on processes is gone. Ticket, 100%. 7 of 7 sections complete, 8D not applicable, and the bar turns green. That is what a gate is for. It would not let us declare the section done while the evidence lives somewhere else, and the only way past it was to actually fix the problem. One more thing before we close it. At the top of the project near delete sits export project. Everything this project is in one zip file. The same workbook the import template uses, so it can come back in. A full record of every tool run, every tollgate decision, and the benefits ledger with its approval chain, and the PDF reports. The checkbox is not small print. From the moment you download this, the copy is yours to protect, and it carries your team's names. Ticket. Export. Your data was never locked in. Now, mark assignment complete. And notice what the button becomes. Completed. Reopen. One control. Both states. That matters more than it looks. In most tools, completing a project is a one-way door. So people simply don't do it. Everything sits at 90% forever, and the portfolio fills up with projects nobody will admit are finished. Here it is reversible, which is what makes it safe to be honest about being done. And here's what completion unlocks. Go to Sustain. Grayed out for this entire course, labeled on Complete. Now it opens. Control phase monitoring. Confirm the improvement holds. A reading outside the frozen mean, plus or minus 3 sigma, flips the check to at risk. It is asking for the improved state baseline. Not the baseline we started from. The one we are now defending, which we already have. Back in Chapter 10, we plotted 20 days after the pilot and got a mean of 6.68 and a sigma of 0.78. Those are the numbers. First response time daily mean in hours. 6.68. 0.78. Monthly. Start monitoring. And there is the check. Band. 4.34 to 9.02. That's the mean plus or minus 3 sigma, and it is the very same band our control chart drew. Status pending, 0 samples. From here it wants one reading a month, and anything landing outside that band flips it to at risk. So the project is closed, 100%, marked complete, reopenable if it needs to be, and handed over to a monitor that will tell somebody if the gains start to slip. That is the full loop. A vague complaint about slow support 12 chapters ago is now a measured, tested, controlled process with an owner and an alarm. One thing left in this chapter. What happens to all of this when the next project starts? The portfolio, the replication library, and templates. How one good project becomes the shortcut for the next 10. See you there.